going to demonstrate for you several mobility exercises targeting the upper back, the thoracic area, and the hips. The first ones are going to be more active or dynamic. These are best to do at the beginning of an activity to help you warm up. The other ones will be more static or held positions that are best to do at the end. First, we're going to work on thoracic rotation. Put one knee down, step forward with the other foot. Make sure that knee's pointing straight ahead over your second or third toe. Tuck your tailbone, scoop your belly in, squeeze your butt and push your hips forward. Reach both hands straight ahead, and then on the side of the kneeling leg, pretend like you're pulling a bow and arrow back. Reach behind you and look behind you. Gaze over those fingertips. Now, as you work into this position, you can take it slow. You're going to inhale and exhale 3 times, and every time you exhale, you can try to rotate a little further. You want to avoid trying to do it from the low back and with a big arch. You're trying to get the rotation from this zone. So when you exhale, you should feel like you're using your core to wrap yourself around. So inhale, exhale, reach. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, rotate your trunk around. I can feel my knee and pelvis want to start to go with me, but I'm working hard to keep my pelvic points pointing straight ahead. And then you'd repeat it on the other side. The next one is to help with thoracic extension, meaning that back arching motion. Some people have a hinge point here and are really stiff up here. I have a tool with 2 balls stuck together, but you don't necessarily have to buy this. You could take 2 lacrosse balls or tennis balls, stuff them into a toe of a stocking or a tube sock, tie off a knot, and then you have 2 balls. I'm going to be laying down on this with it right between my shoulder blades, but I'm going to show you where it's going to go. Somewhere upper to mid shoulder blades. You can try this in a few different spots. So lay down on your back. Place the ball between your shoulder blades. Relax your head back. Push through your heels, tilt your pelvis a little bit, and gently pull your belly button towards your spine. Your low back doesn't have to be all the way flat, but I want it to be close to the mat. Reach your fingertips towards the ceiling. Inhale to get ready. Exhale, reach overhead. Wrap your belly button into your spine. Inhale, open your chest. Exhale, try to reach a little further. You might feel like your low back wants to start to pop up. Try to keep it low to the ground. Inhale, exhale. It may take you 3 to 5 breaths to get to your end point. And then you bring your arms back and start again. Try to do this at least 3 times. If you have multiple tight areas in your thoracic spine, you could move the balls for each repetition. Okay, next, we're going to loosen up the hips. This is especially good if you have tight hip rotation. We're going to use something called a muscle energy technique. That means using the power of your own muscles to slide and glide in your hip joints to loosen up the joint capsule. This is a variation of an exercise from PRI, the Postural Restoration Institute. Find a spot where you can put both feet on the wall. To stick to the wall, you're going to need bare feet or sneakers on. You want to be close enough to the wall that your hips and knees are in about a 90-90 position. First, press both feet in the wall. They're not actually going to move, you're going to stick them there, but pretend like you're trying to drag them down the wall. Use that to tilt your tailbone up just a little off the mat. Your low back should stay relaxed on the mat. Next, imagine there's a downward arrow on one thigh and an upward arrow on the other. The downward arrow is going to be the hip that you're really stretching. So for example, if your left side is your tighter hip, you could focus on pulling down on your left. Really press in with your left foot, because in this example, again, we're going to posteriorly or downwardly shift the left thigh to mobilize this hip. Pull the left thigh down, and slide the right knee up, making the right knee look a little higher than the left. You want to really dig down with the heel so that you activate this muscle in the back of your thigh called your hamstring. Next, place your right hand on your right thigh and lift the right foot off the wall. Don't lose the thigh shift. Keep pulling down to the left, activating that hamstring and gliding the right thigh up. I'm pushing a little bit into my hands, just meeting the resistance there to activate my right hip flexor. I keep checking in. Do I have my left hamstring on? Am I feeling my right hip flexor? Take a few deep breaths here. Another version would be to add a reach. I'm going to reach for the ceiling. And with every exhale, I'm going to reach just slightly across my body. I'm really wrapping my ribcage in. I can even let go with my right hand and try it on the other side. Keep checking in. Ooh, do I still have the left thigh? Am I maintaining that shift? Okay. So that was one repetition. You want to hold it for at least 4 or 5 deep breaths. And then do it, the whole thing, 5 times. Okay. So that was your dynamic warm-up for hip and thoracic mobility. Once you've done your activity, whether it's running or your sport, I'm going to show you a few static held stretches that you could do at the end. First, we're going to do another one that does help thoracic rotation, but also stretches the pec muscles. You're going to lay on the floor with your arms in a T position. It's fine to cushion the head if you want. Then, roll onto your side, bringing your hands together. Really tuck your knees and hips up. So you want to sort of lock up the low back. You're really trying to get the motion to come from the upper back. Then you're going to take your top arm, bring it up and over you in a big arc, and look behind you. Just hang out here for about 30 seconds, breathing deeply. And notice how easy it is or not to get your arm to the ground, because that's going to help you monitor over time how much more mobile you're getting and how well your chest can open. And then you'd repeat that on both sides at least 3 times. And then for hip rotation, you could stretch both outward rotation and internal rotation. For external or outward rotation, you can cross your ankle over your knee to make a figure 4 position. Thread your hands through and grab the back of your thigh, and then pull leg to chest. Again, you want to hold this for at least 30 seconds to truly let the muscle fibers creep and lengthen so you actually get all the benefits of this long stretch. And then you'd repeat that 3 times on each side. For inward rotation, you could start in a similar position. Use your hands to glide the thigh downwards. And then keeping a little downward pressure, you're going to now spiral the thigh and hip inward across the body. If you can keep hold of it with just one hand, you could also bring this hand to the side. Spiral that thigh across the body, looking for a stretch in your outer hip. Okay. Good luck trying these, and reach out if you have any questions.